I feel like it's been a little while since I shared some genuinely positive content. So let's change that. Welcome back to Day One Voiceover. Thanks very much for being here. And as the intro stated, we're going to change things up a little bit and share a little more positivity than I have lately. As you know, if you're in the voiceover business, or if you've just simply been following my channel, this is very much a roller coaster ride of a business, especially as you're getting started. And for the last couple of months, I've been very much in one of the down slopes. But things are looking up here recently, so I wanted to share some of that, especially and finally sharing that commercial job that I won a couple months back. It's finally live and out in the wild, and I'll give you some funny details about how I even discovered that or found out about it. But, you know, over the last few weeks, last month or so, life has been doing a lot of life things, and some positive stresses, some negative stresses, but it's just absolutely taken me away from being able to record as much as I want to. Not only here for the channel, but also in the booth as well. Well, good news is things are looking better, and I should have a little more how should I say this, availability, a little more clarity of mind to dive into this a little more than I have over the last month. So, a couple of positives. First and foremost, I've been winning a few jobs. I've won 3 jobs on the pay-to-plays over the last 2 weeks or so. And funny thing is that one of the jobs, or 2 of the jobs that I won, I got notice of them quite literally the night before I was flying out to a business trip in Chicago. Which, by the way, if you live in Chicago, what a beautiful city. It's a shame I didn't have much of an opportunity to really check it all out, but wow, what a beautiful city. Great experience, and I'll definitely be going back. But I was over there on a business trip for 4 days, and it started right when I was packing up to leave. So I couldn't actually record these jobs right away and do it as professionally as I wanted to. So I had to wait. I felt a little bit like unprofessional telling them, hey, I can't record this quite yet, but they were all very cool about it. Now, both of those jobs were on Voice 123, and for anyone on Voice 123, I need your advice, I need your guidance, because the whole thing on Voice 123 is to beef up that algorithm, right? Get those short lists, get those awards, and try and get the ranking up. When I first started, I was in the top 50%, which is by default. And then I dropped down to the lower 50%. And these couple of wins, or these short lists anyways, bumped me back up to the top 50%, which is great. But here's the thing. One of the jobs was quite literally no budget. It said 0 budget. It didn't even call for like a budget. I just wanted to test the waters and see if I could win something like that. And sure enough, I did. It was a character for a video game. Who knows how small it is or what the case might be, but I recorded it. I sent it to the guy that put out the listing, and I just haven't heard anything back. So it's still showing as pending approval. And I don't know how that affects my algorithm. I would love to see that show as completed and maybe finally fully help the algorithm nudge up a little bit. But also, my question is around those 0 budget listings. It's interesting seeing that there, and I'm not quite sure how to approach that. Does that mean they literally have no money to pay? Because I have seen some that say zero budget, nonprofit. So whatever, I can understand that. But this one didn't really say nonprofit. Am I just supposed to submit a number anyways? I don't know how that works. If you could give me some guidance there. Now, the second job that I won was also on Voice 123, but it happened completely off of the platform. They gave me a short list, and then they sent me a direct email, and that's where everything else took place. Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. This is what the project is about. Here's the script. Can you record it like this with these instructions? Send it to us with an invoice, things like that. Cool. So I did that, but now Voice 123 shows absolutely no activity other than a short list. It doesn't show that I was awarded the job. It doesn't show that I completed the job. So again, it doesn't help my algorithm. And that's the whole point on Voice 123, other than winning actual work, of course. But to get the better jobs, you need that algorithm, right? So I don't know. If I could get some guidance on how that works, I would really, really appreciate that. And so the third job that I won recently was on voices.com. Interesting thing about this is something that I auditioned for in April, back in April, and I got shortlisted for it, and just nothing ever happened. It's one of those that just said deciding for forever. But it seems like most of my short lists just still say deciding. And they reached out finally. They said that it had changed a little bit. They finally got their budget and they pulled the original one and then relisted it. They gave me a private invite and I won it that way, which is great. So super happy about that. That should help my algorithm there as well. And very satisfied with that. It's just something for a local public school system somewhere in the country. But nice little payday. You know, it makes me feel like I'm still doing positive things and moving along. So now I can finally share that commercial voiceover job that I won a few months back. The one that actually required a live recorded session, the one that was actually going to be out in the wild. I had been frustrated because I hadn't heard anything. Once that job was completed, I sent a message to voices.com, the kind of the liaison, the person that was in between, asked if I could get a copy once it was done. She asked me to reach out in a month's time, so I did and never got a response. I waited another month, reached out, never got a response. And so I started following this company's socials to see if I could get the ad to show up on my feed because I know it was going to be an online type ad. And nothing ever came up. On their social platforms, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, all of that, and I just couldn't get the ad to show up in my algorithm. So I thought maybe it just went by the wayside. So out of the blue, I get an email from DJ Dykes. Thanks very much, DJ Dykes. Can't thank you enough for this. I'm sure most of you guys know who DJ Dykes is, but if you don't, subscribe to his channel immediately after watching my video because he's one of the best out there. And he sent me an email just simply congratulating me on the ad because he had heard it and he thought it was great. And I responded back saying, thanks, I really appreciate it, but did I share it with you? I don't remember sharing it. How did you see it? And he told me he saw it in the wild. And if you know DJ, you know he lives in South Korea. And that's a long ways away from home to see the ad. And so I asked them, how do I get a hold of this? And I did a search on the Meta ad transparency platform, which he recommended. And for whatever reason, despite my efforts, it just doesn't show up. I tried multiple devices, multiple computers, multiple people. It just doesn't show up. So DJ was kind enough to screenshot the video itself, the ads, and send them my way. It's 3 ads. They're each just 8-second little small clips, nothing major, but apparently they're showing on people's feeds throughout the world because DJ's in South Korea. And so here you go. They're very simple. There's nothing elaborate, but these are the 3 different spots back to back.
Código Tequila. Made the old way, the true way, our way. Live your code. Código Tequila. No added colors or sweeteners. No shortcuts. Live your code. Código Tequila. Made with agave, water, and nothing to hide. Live your code.
All right. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Here's an interesting thing. I'm also going to play for you what I did with my audition. Now, here's the thing. I want to play this for a very specific reason. When the listing came across, I read it according to specs. They wanted a slight Spanish accent, and they wanted kind of a confident tone. And so I read it like this.
Código Tequila. A 5-generation secret with nothing to hide. Made the old way, the true way. No shortcuts, no compromises.
And then what I did is, since I hadn't heard anything, because it had been a couple of months from when I submitted the audition to the time I won it, and I hadn't been winning anything at the time, I figured I wasn't going to win it. I put my own little music and spin on it, and it sounds like this.
Código Tequila. A 5-generation secret with nothing to hide. Made the old way, the true way. No shortcuts, no compromises.
So, when I did that live recorded session, when I did my first read, I did it with that tone. And I remember very distinctly the guy actually saying, let's try it a little more upbeat. This sounds very like self-important. And I took a step back. And this is one of those things that, get ready when you do these live sessions. Don't get thrown off by those types of things. Roll with the flow, be a professional, right? So I just kind of internalized it, but I thought to my head, wow, this is an important lesson I'm learning here. What I submitted, and actually I think I did mention to them, what I submitted is different than when they had me read. And I mentioned that too. I said, okay, yeah, no problem. I'll do a little more beat. I was just trying to go with what I submitted with the audition. And they said, yeah, no worries. It's the voice that we liked, not necessarily the read or the tone. We just liked your voice more than the other guys. Okay, cool. So I know there's all this, effort put out there about nailing the read, interpreting the script as much as possible, which in this case I felt like I did, but then they trashed it and they had me read something completely different. So be flexible, I guess, is the moral of the story here. But in any case, that's all I wanted to share for today. A few positive updates about finally winning some work. Feel like I'm getting some traction. Some of my life stresses are starting to settle, so I can head back into the booth and record a little more now. And then my actual commercial, which is now out in the wild. Have you seen it by chance? Have you come across the actual ad? Because if DJ hadn't, I still would have absolutely no idea that the ad was out there. So another lesson about trying to chase down these things that you record, and you might not even know if they're out there or not. But in any case, thanks as always for sticking around to the end. Like and subscribe as always. And I hope to see you guys here for the next video, which I will be doing, as promised, a behind the scenes on my audition process. And then a video after that, likely behind the scenes of my actual YouTube process. So we'll see how that all works out and if my camera keeps cooperating. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon.